Finishing that last word completely shifted my perspective on what I thought I was capable of. It was a journey that had a lasting effect on me as a person and as a writer. For those of you who are new here, I'm Stephanie, a lover of all things stories. In November, I participated in my very first NaNoWriMo, and while I did end up leaving the platform due to the controversy that was going on at the time, I continued to work towards that 50,000 word goal. I was determined to see if I could actually finish a novel-length story. And on November 30th, I hit 50,000 words. And 2 weeks after that, I had a finished manuscript, or rather a very rough draft of a finished manuscript. But that's a topic for another time. Writing the sheer amount of words when I hadn't written anything creatively in over a decade was a challenge. I don't think it would have been easy even if I was writing regularly. To all you NaNoWriMo winners out there, congratulations! And for the record, I consider the fact that you participated in NaNoWriMo, whether you did 50,000 words or 5, to mean that you won. There were times throughout that month that the last thing that I wanted to do was sit down and write. As evidenced by the chapter that I tried to edit a few weeks ago, where I only wrote 500 words. Apparently, NaNoWriMo Stephanie decided that that was a problem for this Stephanie. The only thing that I did during my very limited free time in November was write. If I wasn't working or sleeping, I was writing. And while my brain does thrive on a tight deadline, this is definitely not a sustainable routine. But these challenges are not insurmountable, and I do have some tips for things that I learned during my NaNoWriMo journey that can help you if you decide to do something like this. Or maybe you're not looking to do a huge writing challenge, but just want some tips to change up your writing routine. The most important of these tips is have a plan. I'm not talking about having a full outline or anything like that. I fully respect the pantser's way of creativity, but will admit that it is not mine. What I mean by having a plan is that you need to put in place a strategy before you begin something like this to help you succeed. For me, that did mean spending the majority of October writing an in-depth outline and scene cards so that when I sat down to write at my computer in November, I wasn't staring at a blank screen. It also meant setting up daily word count goals for myself. And honestly, these word count goals were really helpful to help me reach a certain word count in a time limit. Now, if you're trying to do 50,000 words in 30 days and you have the time to write daily, that's typically a word count of about 1,667 words per day. However, if you have a job or a family or other commitments, there are probably going to be days in those 30 days that you are not going to be able to sit down to write. The Heart Breathings channel had a really great video about how to set your true daily word count based on these responsibilities and commitments. So rather than rehash that here, I'll just link her video down in the description box below. I'd also highly recommend setting one day a week to be your catch-up day, because there will be days where you don't hit that daily word count no matter how hard you try. Sometimes the words just don't flow the way you want them to. And even if you have managed to hit your word count goal by that catch-up day, do yourself a favor and maybe work ahead a day or two in your word count so that you have some buffer room. Because life will strike and keep you from writing. I can almost guarantee it. Writing sprints were also really helpful for me. For NaNoWriMo, you can really easily find sprints going on all the time by just searching writing sprints in the YouTube search bar and then filtering by live. And honestly, even though NaNoWriMo is long over at this point, you can still usually find a couple live writing sprints a day. The reason I like doing these is because it was so nice to connect with other people who were going through something or had similar goals that I had. Not only did they cheer me on, but it gave me someone to be accountable to other than myself. It really kept me writing on days where honestly that was the last thing that I wanted to do. I honestly don't think that I could have anticipated the emotional impact that finishing this manuscript had on me. When I colored in that 50,000 square on my word count tracker, because yes, I had a word count tracker that I colored in rainbow colors. Don't judge me. It really hit me. I often struggle seeing a big project through from start to finish, but this time I did it. And honestly, it was the first time in a long time where I felt really proud of myself. And that feeling alone made that whole month worth it. All that being said, I don't think I would ever really try to write at this pace again, but I did learn a lot about myself and what works for me as a writer. I learned that I am a plotter because I like to know how the scene I'm writing fits into the greater story I'm trying to tell before I write it. And outlining helps me do that. I learned that I can focus on a project and finish it to completion. But most importantly, I learned the value of showing up for myself consistently. I no longer set daily word count goals for myself, but I have set a goal for myself of sitting down to write 7 hours every week. Every Monday, I take a look at my calendar and I set those 7 hours into my calendar. And when my phone calendar gives me that buzz that it's writing time, I sit down at my computer and write. It doesn't matter during that time if I write 10 words or 1,000. What matters is that I showed up and that I am making consistent progress. And I am already seeing this mentality show itself in other areas of my life that I wasn't expecting. Have you done any writing challenge like this? What did you learn from it? Let me know in the comments below and let's see what stories tomorrow brings.